to you, God bless souls out there. I hope you're all having an amazing day. I am blessed to be here, and I am excited to share with you the word of the day. It's understanding. Understanding is the word for our life. But in this I am consciousness, with a gentle reminder that I am understanding. The affirmation is, I am understanding. I have an inner knowing that transcends my intellect. I am understanding. I have an inner knowing that transcends my mind, my thinking. Most of us think we understand. We understand after our mind process what we heard, but we also have our own input. So do we understand or not is the question. That's on the intellectual side of understanding. On the spiritual side of understanding, there is a pure knowing. There is that pure knowing within you that is the understanding of God. I am understanding. How powerful that is. And so, if we do have understanding, I believe that we would uplift ourselves in the spirit of that understanding that I am, knowing that everything stands under God. I like to say God is in all things. So with that knowing that God is in all things, then why are we stressing? Why are we fearful? Why do we get anxious? I think it's because we're disconnected from the I am understanding that is inside of us. It's an inner knowing. So I am so excited about sharing with you what I think understanding is when we apply it from our I am consciousness. I think it reveals on a gradual basis. Yesterday I said our consciousness evolves, and when it's evolving, we really don't believe some of the things that is presented. There's unbelief, but when the result is of greatness, we are like, wow, that is God's working in your understanding, when we're able to say, wow. So my story is for today to share with you, and I hope that will help you to understand, is a story about my sister and I. Yes, for several years I've been going to church and being in the spirit, and, well, not really being in the spirit, but feeling the holiness of God inside of me when I'm in church, that is. However, I've been practicing my affirmation and reading my daily words and trying to stay strong, because that time I was with my children and my mom. They were staying at my home, and you know, I was stressed out. The bottom line is I was stressed out. I was working like a dog, but I was busy doing my exercising, filling myself with some spiritual work. And so after 7 years of going to church, I decided that I would like to be baptized. And I was told that, you know, in this organization, Universal Truth Center for Better Living, they made us take classes. And that was so important, because I was very blind to Spirit of God inside of me. I was very blind to the I am consciousness that I am. That power, that I am consciousness, when you realize all your attributes and put them together, you will move mountains. But it takes time, and you have to practice. So back to me now. So, yes, I was looking forward to going to church and learning. And the first lesson was a lesson in truth. And that was new to me and very interesting. So, yes, I signed up to go there and relieve myself and learn a little more, increase my awareness. During this time, my sister was visiting. About 8 people was in my home, so it was crowded. It was stressful. And 4 children, imagine, between the age of 4 and 8. And so my sister was visiting, and, you know, sure enough, the bottom line is she drank off all my liquor. Well, I came home one day, the day for class, that is, after being stressed out. I decided I'm going to have a little Bailey's liqueur before I go to church, my class. Well, when I went to the liquor cabinet, the first bottle was empty. Next bottle, empty. Next bottle, empty. So I flipped out. I started yelling, calling my sister, inquiring, what happened? What happened to all my liquor? I left you here to bond with your children while I go for 3 days. Now I come back and nothing is here for me to relax my mind. And she was very mouthy with that response. She was telling me, I drink it. Well, if you don't like it, what are you going to do about it? And I was beyond belief. I was angry. I was enraged. I wasn't hearing anything other than what she says. I wasn't even thinking. So before she could even finish to say that I should go get some more, surprisingly, my hand moved and I slapped the heck out of her. I couldn't believe it. My mom couldn't believe it. My dad couldn't believe it. By the time she grabbed me, they were right there to help. And so I'm going to church so angry now. I have to go to my class. I'm thinking, oh my God, why did this happen? And I'm cursing and I'm thinking all the worst thing about my sister. Well, at least the Spirit of God did lead me to drive 30 minutes to get to my class. And in between, I had to get some eye drop, put it in, try to make my eyes look better. My face was still so sad. But I got to the classroom, and as I walked in, to my surprise, the teacher said, whatever happens to you in your life, you brought it on yourself. I was floored. I am like, heavens no. That time I wasn't saying heavens no, it was something else. I'm like, no, I can't believe what I just heard. So I listened for a good half an hour while they conversed and the class interacted and everybody shared, and I was just stewing in anger. I could not understand why I brought this on myself. I allowed my sister to come and visit with me, to stay and bond with her children, and now we got in a fight and I brought it on myself. Couldn't understand it. And so I did continue in class, and I still couldn't get it. But about 2 years after that class, I recalled I was out jogging one morning, and as I run, I do my affirmation, my I am affirmations, religiously. And one morning, it just stopped me in my track. God revealed it to me, the clear understanding that, yes, Marcia, you brought it on yourself. You had those thoughts in you all these years, and it just happened to be triggered and come out. And then everything just start revealing how, as the eldest child, I have all the responsibilities, and I see my sister as the youngest being spoiled and entitled and always get her own way. And so I'm always complaining and seeing all the faults for her. And so in my mind, yes, often I think she need a good spanking, but my parents, you're spoiling her. And so that actually revealed to me and let me know that I had that in my consciousness. And that was why I hit my sister. And for the life of me, that was the only time that we ever fought in all our life. We've had quarrels and disagreements, and we made up because we're loving like that. But this time, that was the first. And I felt truly bad. I really did throughout the period. I was like contemplating because my sister was not well. And I'm thinking, Marcia, you're a psych nurse. You're the oldest. You have to set example. You have to. So I was taking on all the blame. And at that time, I didn't realize I'm hurting myself, but I was sabotaging my progress. And even though I was going out to work with clients, to help them, doing psychotherapy, working with them to make them better, I was not doing well for myself. I was not whole. I was fragmented, I was fractured, and I was broken. Yet, we still push forward without understanding. The enlightenment came at a great time. It allowed me to go inside myself and explore my true feeling. All of this is about being true to ourselves. Recognize where the anger is coming from. Recognize where the hate or the hurt or the pain, whatever it is you feel, recognize where it's coming from when you take time to tune in to the Spirit of God in you, because it shows you clearly. And sometimes you may not see it at that time, but when you consistently spend time in tune to the Spirit of the I am that I am, it reveals miraculously. And you're able to make wise decisions because you have better understanding. You're able to establish better relationship with your family, with your co-workers, and even with strangers. And so I pray that with this story of my experience, and that's only one story, but with this story, I hope that it'll enlighten you to know that God is with you. Understanding is within you. It is only for you to take time out and tune in and meditate and be guided by your truth. All that you need is already within. There's absolutely nothing outside that we need to make the best of this life. And so I just want to share this with you, my brothers and my sisters. I love you dearly. And I sit and I think about how I can give back to my community, and this is how I decide I will share. And so for the day, you go, there's a psalm that you can read. If I recall right, it will just put everything together that I spoke about today. Psalms 92, verse 4 to about 8. Check that out and gain some understanding. I love you, I bless you, and I appreciate you. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us always. And remember, breathe, slow, deep breath. Let it get all the way down to the base of your lungs. You'll see your abdomen expand. And when you breathe in, you think of God, because that is the life of God in your body, giving you all that you need. Remember that. God is the fountain of life, and in His light, we see light. So there you go. Put God first and have a blessed day.